Thunder in the desert, thunder in the desert, thunder with a friggin' hellacious cold in the desert. Seriously, I did go out riding on my Harley in the coldest of weathers, and I did come up with a bit of a laryngitis and whatever. I don't get sick normally, but I'm coming out of it now. You might hear my voice is a little strange. It might go up 2 or 3 octaves and sound like a goddamn coyote or whatever, but I'm kicking ass on it now. I got my OJ here. Drinking lots of juice. Drink that juice. Drink that juice. Drink that juice, baby. It's all good. I wouldn't probably be doing this video, but I wanted to do it because Great Spirit told me to do it. There's a situation coming up here with the vets that are going to Standing Rock, and I started thinking about how they said they were going to gear up. And I thought, well, you know what? Everybody should know how to be a warrior protester. They should know what's available to them as far as armor, okay, and weapons, natural weapons, anything where you have to face the friggin' militarized police in this country of ours. See, my throat's going already, so bear with me here. There's a lot of things that you can do, okay? The first thing you want to do is know what all your options are. And you have all kinds of friggin' options as far as body armor and that type thing. Anything from what can be found in the martial arts as protective gear to stuff that can be found in different sports like baseball. Say the catcher, you know, if you ever seen the catcher, he's got a padded vest and he's got a face mask with a piece of plastic that hangs down and protects his throat, which is the most vulnerable area on the body, one of them. Let's remember here, I've been in martial arts for 40 plus years, and I also did a little stint where I was in association with the Spec Ops community, particularly the Navy SEALs. My instructor, my master, formulated a fighting system which was taught to the Navy SEALs in our dojo by me and him and others. So anyway, and that's fact, okay? So what you're going to want to know is all kinds of things that are going to help you in a situation where you're facing the goon squad, the Goonies, okay, with their bullshit supposed militarized gear. From what I've seen, these cops in North Dakota, they got kind of halfway gear. When the vets get out there, it's gonna be formidable. Because if you get the right gear, it can even be used as a weapon. Hell, you can make shields, okay, out of plywood, 3-4 foot shields round, like you see in the Viking movies. Put 2 pieces of leather on the back of them, get some plywood, 3/4 inch plywood, and cut a circular disc. Man, that'll stop all kinds of shit. Not only that, but you can bully your way into their line, okay? There's all kinds of things you can get, like shin guards, and you can get padded clothing, okay, for your arms, and you can get face covering you can get. Okay, so for motorcycle, if you ride a motorcycle like I do, if you want a helmet, you can get what they call a half shell. Okay, which kind of looks like this beanie I got on, only it's black and it's got a rim around here, and then it's got a chin strap. Okay, it's called a half shell helmet. It's lighter. You can get knocked in the head big time and have it not hurt you. You can get goggles for the pepper spray. Bear with me here, people. I'll get through this. You can get, if you don't want to get your skin burned, you can get Vaseline and rub it around your face. Put on the goggles, put on your beanie, your half shell. You're good to go, baby. You got your shield. You can even get an old, excuse me, you can even get an old trash can lid, a metal trash can lid, and use that. You can, it would be good to have some type of combat boot, either with steel toes or hard plastic toes. I have some with a hard plastic because they're lighter. And they zip up the side and they're tan, kind of like the Desert Storm look or whatever, the Iraq look. You should wear a cup. Okay, you should, if you're a man, you should wear a jock strap that has a pocket in it with a plastic cup, which is used in the martial arts. I used them for years. I don't know how many times I got kicked in the nuts, and it saved me. Saved my family jewels. If you're going to go to cold weather like North Dakota, you might want to get a ninja suit, which the snowboarders wear, and is a sealed, hooded, thin undergarment for warm weather. And it's waterproof, I think, okay? As far as weapons go, there's all kinds of natural weapons. The best weapon you have at your disposal is your arm, okay? And if you trained in the martial arts like I have, this part of your arm right here, underneath on the pinky side, is like an iron pipe. Okay, you could smack somebody with that thing or come down on their arm and it'll shock the shit out of them. You can do what you call a shuto hand or a knife hand, either like this or like that, and just slap them right in the throat, or to the side of the neck, which is the carotid artery. If you come in hard like that, it'll kill them. If you hit them directly on the nose with an ironed pipe and a fist, a hammer, come right down on their nose, that's it, end of story. It'll blind them. They'll be bleeding profusely. You might even knock out their 2 front teeth coming down like that. But the main thing is okay, so this is supposed to be peaceful, right? Well, is it peaceful on their side? When they shoot rubber bullets that if it hit your eye could kill you, if it hit a certain area of your body, could kill you, because see, there's acupuncture points. One of them being right here underneath the nose, which are very dangerous, okay? There's all kinds of kill points on the body, which I know where they are, but I can't go through all that right now. But when they're on the front line and you're on the front line, like these vets are going to be, barging at one another and pushing and shoving and stuff like that, they, of course, have their batons. You could use anything at your disposal as a weapon. Your arm, your head, You know, if you have that hard hat on, you can bash people with that. You can use your elbows. You can use your elbow in conjunction with a shield. You can hammer them with the shield. See, the basic thing I'm trying to tell you here is that when these fuckers face up to somebody that is equipped, okay, and not just the normal peaceful protesters that pray every day and that type of thing that aren't wearing any kind of protective clothing. When they come up with somebody that's geared up as much as they are, guess what? Get real close and stare at them, and you'll see the freaking fear in their face when that happens. Okay. In other words, it's not a picnic anymore. It's an equalized force. Okay. And that's what these fuckers need, is an equalized force. You can get all kinds of things as far as that aren't weapons, okay, like a walking stick or a staff or a cane. If you know how to use that, you're ahead of the game, baby. You can fuck somebody up, okay? So you have your shield and a walking stick in one hand. Boom, okay? Or jab to the throat or to the side of the neck. Another thing you can do is you could do a snap kick to the side of their knee, okay? Sorry, people, I got to get this out because it's important, because shit's coming up here. You can do a snap kick to the side of their knee, the inside of their knee. You turn sideways and snap your leg in there. It's party over. They'll be fucked up for maybe the rest of their life. You break their knee from the side. Another thing you can do is if you have a combat type boot, is you can just go in and stomp hard right on the top of their foot as hard as you can. That'll cripple them right there. If they don't have good reinforced shoes on, even if they do, if you stomp hard on the top of their foot, baby, they're going to go down. Okay. Okay. My microphone fell off. Bear with me here. Just all kinds of good shit happening today. Okay, so another thing. You want to take their center. You want to get in when you're on the front line. You want to take their center. Taking their center of gravity means stepping right the hell between their legs. If they had a string coming down from the top of their head to the bottom of their ass, okay, and it goes down into the ground or down to their genitals, once you step in, okay, to that center of gravity, you take their space, okay. They don't know what the hell you're doing. You don't stay outside their center of gravity. You step right in the middle of their center of gravity so that you're like about 2 inches from their friggin' face. And you can just turn your back to them and swing back right into their groin, okay? Because you're right on top of it. You just whip your hand back right into their groin. Or you just push on their hip and they'll fall on their ass because you're in their center of gravity, okay? So you take their space, you take their energy field. Any good martial artist will tell you this. They can't actually punch you because you're inside their punch zone, okay? They might be able to grab you, but so what? If they're grabbing you, you just come back hard. Like I say, you just take their center, turn your back to them, and come back hard with an elbow to the face or to the heart, or snap your hammer fist back down into their groin. You're going to fuck them up. This is advanced stuff I'm teaching here, okay? But you do this in conjunction with bullying your way in. Okay, you've got all your gear on. You could get a catcher's mask. You could get the half shell. You could get goggles. You could get arm guards, okay, like they have in the martial arts. They have padding, okay. They have they have cups. They have shin guards that you could get for like what the catchers wear, okay, when they're down in baseball. You've seen them. You could even friggin' get cleats. That'll do a friggin' lot of damage too. Get some cleats, baby, and then stomp on the top of their friggin' foot. The point I'm trying to make here is that you become not just a protester, but a martial artist protester. And you don't really have any weapons except you do. You don't have a gun. You don't have a knife. But who needs a gun or a knife when you've got the knife hand, when you've got the heel palm, which you can compress out right into their heart, knock them on their ass, bully in with your shield, stomp on their freaking groin, okay? If it comes to that, and it probably will, if because they're going to be scared shitless when they got a group of vets or anybody that has body armor on like they do, because then it becomes an equal match, okay? And half of those guys are cowards anyway, and half of them don't know the shit that vets know. They don't know hand-to-hand combat. And they got they got their guns with rubber bullets, and they got their pepper spray. Hell, you could go down here and buy pepper spray anywhere. And if you can't get, if civilians can order pepper spray. Civilians can order taser guns. And if you don't want to do that, go to the friggin' hardware store and look in the paint department. You'll come up with all kinds of shit you could spray in their face. So don't think it's a one-way game here. It isn't. Up until now it has been, because the protesters, I don't want to say they're too stupid to realize this, but were too stupid to realize it. I have my heart's with them. They just didn't know what the fuck they were doing, okay? You have to be, if you're a peaceful protester, that only goes so far. If you're not going to have weapons, then you have to use your body and shields, and everything else is a weapon. Okay, now if they do happen to start with a water cannon or shit, you just got to bulldoze your way with that front line. You got to go right for their vehicle, right for their throat. And then you capture the vehicle and you take that fucker over and you turn the water cannon on them, baby. This is how it's done, okay? And it's been done before, because all this shit has been done recently in Turkey. When the tanks came in and tried to overthrow the people, they just crawled right the fuck up on them and pulled the guys out and took over. So don't think it can't be done. I'm not as bad as I sound. I'm getting over this. Shit, you should have heard me 2 days ago. I was talking in 3 different multi-tones, including high falsetto. I sounded like a fucking coyote. Yip, 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 yip. I'm feeling better today. There's all kinds of little things that you could get if you wanted to cheat as far as weapons. Now, they have batons. Shit, you can go to any cop shop and buy a baton. Okay, just like they have. You could have a flashlight that like they use with the black ones with the batteries. Boom. That could be a weapon. You can buy these snap-out steel, I forget what they call them, batons. They telescope out and they're steel. They're about that long, and you can just whip them out, and you got a steel a steel baton. You could have any number of wooden swords that are sold at martial arts supplies, like a bokken. That's not really a weapon. But fuck, Musashi, the greatest swordsman on earth, killed 60 men with a fucking wooden sword, okay? If you wanted to, you could actually, most knives are under 4 inches are legal. You could have a boot knife. Cold steel makes a nice little Tonto, which is kind of a knife that folds open and it looks like a mini samurai. You could wear that in your boot. Point I'm trying to make here is you see where I'm going with this? You got your normal protester out there with feathers in his hair and just dressed in a coat and shoes or whatever. As opposed to what I'm talking about here. Think about it. This could have been happening all along. You think they want to fuck with people that are knowledgeable about the martial aspect? So you can be a martial artist or a martial warrior protester, okay, and still not have weapons, except you do have weapons. If you know how to use a shield, if you know how to use your arm, if you know how to use your knee to the groin, if you take their center, these motherfuckers are going to be crying for mama, okay, when they come up against some real warriors, vets. It's going to be interesting to see how far this goes. It's going to be interesting to see. Man, kicking my ass just a little. You got to remember, yesterday I couldn't talk. I couldn't talk at all. You don't want to go out riding a motorcycle and have your windbreaker fly open in the mountains. That's what happened. I think that's what kicked my ass. Okay, I'm good. No, I don't want any comments or sympathies about drink some tea and lemon and honey and all that shit. I'm doing all that shit. I don't need advice on that. I know exactly what the fuck to do, and I've been doing it, so I am getting better. Let me see if I missed anything here. I should probably do a part 2 on this, and I will later when I have more time and I can tell you about more weapons and wooden swords and wooden small pieces of wood you can use. Shit, you could do like the Native Americans did and just pick up a friggin' branch and make a war club out of it. Okay, just find the right branch with a knot in it and a handle. You're good to go, baby. You're good to go. This is something that you should take into consideration no matter whether it's the Standing Rock, a protest, or any protest that you get involved in, because this is the upcoming bullshit we're going to have to face with the militarized police. Anytime you want to do a protest, be freaking equipped, okay? Be armored out, okay? Just like they are. Don't leave yourself vulnerable. When you got goggles on and a little bit of Vaseline on your face, pepper spray is harmless, okay? If you have something to protect your head, if you have a shield, you can bash against them. They're going to get damn scared. They're going to get as scared as they can be. And guess what? I'm anxious to see if the vets are in the same mindset that I am. Because when they get scared, they do, the cops do irrational fucking things. Next thing you know, they'll pull out and start using real bullets. Okay, if it gets into a hardcore shoving match like what I'm talking about, and I don't see how it can't unless the vets are totally lily-livered, which they're not. You got spec ops people in there. I wish I was there, really. I'm in no condition now, though, that's for sure. Beware, too, that when you get into a shoving match or a pushing match like this, if you have any, past history of strokes or heart murmurs or anything like that, your blood pressure shoots up. Unless you can keep your calm, which is the ultimate thing to do. But when you're in a situation like this, man, your blood pressure shoots up, and your adrenaline shoots up, and your heart rate shoots up. So be aware that you need to be in shape, okay? And take that into consideration. Don't even be out there if you think you can't cut it. But if they get too fucked up in the head, the cops, and get too panicky and feel like it's a losing battle, they're going to resort to lethal violence. Okay, they're going to resort to pulling their guns and shooting real bullets. Because if they just stick to pepper spray and tear gas, all that shit, like I just said, can be overcome. And if that don't work anymore, and they feel like it's a losing battle, that's when it's going to get nasty, people. That's when it's going to get nasty, and we're going to see how this thing's really going to play out. Because if they start shooting people, then it's party over as far as I'm concerned. Then that's when people start needing to come in with weaponry. Okay, and there is a lot of militia groups out there with weaponry. AR-15s or whatever you friggin' need, okay? And that is a possibility of that happening. There is a good possibility of that happening. We'll see how it goes down. Another thing I saw about this that I might just want to mention here, that I saw about these vet protesters. One of the guys was a Baltimore cop, and he's a vet. I think his name's Wood. He was associated with some people like Black Lives Matter. That's not a good thing, okay? Because groups like that, little NGOs and groups like that, are funded by George Soros. Now, he may not know. But if Soros thinks he can work his way into this situation, either unbeknownst to the vets or even using the vets through the vets, he will. Okay, and it will end up being a disaster. Something to keep your eye open for. Even the vets, even though they're vets, that doesn't mean that they're all good guys. They can be manipulated, some of them. There can be plants, other vets that are planted in there by the powers to be to really cause trouble, agent provocateurs, that actually maybe even bring a weapon and start a shooting match. Okay. It's a strong possibility, people. Okay, I'm going to lose my voice again here. I just got on top of it, so I don't want to go too long here. I don't want to lose my voice again. It's fun stuff, though, man. When you start losing your voice and you start going into those upper octaves, you sound like you're going through puberty again. Start talking like a girl or something. Anyway, not just a girl singing falsetto. One of the Supremes. Anyway. I think I'll leave it there today. I'm in a pretty good mood considering the fact that I just got over a major ass kicking from nature. It's okay. It just makes you stronger. You come out the other side and you're just like, yeah, man, I'm ready to go again. Gonna be a little bit more careful about riding my Harley in certain weathers, and I gotta learn to not be so bravado and yeah, I can do this, and keep my warm clothing together. Anyway, I'll leave it there today. This is Thunder. I'm out of here. Adios.